Welcome back to my channel, Speak 0F Wisdom. What if I told you there are 6 phrases that can make any woman see you as completely different from every other man she's ever met? Would you believe it? And what if I proved it has nothing to do with money, looks or games, but everything to do with a technique forgotten by modern men, one that speaks directly to her emotional instinct? Pay attention. What you're about to hear isn't theory. These are tested verbal weapons, phrases that touch the soul, spark curiosity, and ignite desire. But they only work if you avoid the fatal mistake that 99% of men make, the one that gets you dismissed in under 10 seconds. And there's more. The third phrase I'm going to share is so powerful that if said with the right energy, it completely flips the game, making her chase you instead of you chasing her. But a warning if you're not ready to hear phrases that touch the soul, the truth about how women really fall in love. You should leave right now. Those who stay until the end will discover the secret compliment that makes her feel something. No, you're beautiful ever could. The phrase that plants a riddle in her mind and forces her to think about you for days, and the flirt with venom, the technique that triggers her most primal desire but takes real courage to use. If you're ready to stop being invisible and start being unforgettable, hit like right now. That helps the algorithm spread this content to more men like you, and subscribe, because what's coming in the next videos will put you light years ahead of the average guy. Turn on the bell so you don't miss anything. The game starts now. Phrase number 1. The compliment that touches the soul. Most men think complimenting a woman means saying you're beautiful and waiting for a smile. But here's the harsh truth. She's heard that hundreds of times from dozens of guys just like you. What truly makes a difference isn't complimenting what everyone sees, but what only you noticed. Phrases like, "There's something about your energy that lights up the room," or "the way you speak grabs attention," reach a place that beauty and money never will. And the reason is simple. They speak to her identity, not her vanity. But be careful. This type of compliment only works if it comes from a genuine observation. If you just repeat it like a robot, she'll sense it's fake and dismiss you even faster. The key is in noticing unique details. The way she laughs, the intensity in her eyes, the way she moves, and when you get it right, the effect is immediate. She pauses, thinks, "How did he notice that?" and starts seeing you differently. Because deep down, every woman wants to be seen, not just admired. Now, if you think that's powerful, wait until you hear the next secret. A technique that not only makes her feel special, but plants a question in her mind that forces her to think about you for days. And the most amazing part, you only need one phrase to trigger this effect. But there's a detail 99% of men ignore that could ruin everything. This technique is so effective that if used the wrong way, it makes her see you as manipulative. But when mastered, it becomes an obsession. And the worst part, you probably heard this phrase before. You just didn't know the power it holds. Phrase number 2, the seed of curiosity. Have you ever noticed how women are intrigued by mysterious men? It's not mysterious men about being closed off, but about planting questions in her mind that only you can answer. Phrases like, "I get the feeling you're the kind of woman very few people truly understand." Or your eyes tell a story you haven't shared, yet create a psychological gap. She automatically wants to fill that space, and who does she turn to for that? You. This isn't manipulation, it's basic psychology. The human brain hates unresolved mysteries. The secret here is using open-ended statements that trigger self-reflection. Instead of saying you're smart, try you have a unique way of seeing things. I wonder where that comes from. That makes her not only accept the compliment, but question her own identity. And when a woman starts analysing herself because of you, you've already won half the battle. Attraction arises naturally when she feels like you understand her better than she understands herself. But be careful. This technique walks a fine line between intriguing and fake. If you overdo it, she'll feel like you're playing games. Timing and delivery are everything. A strategic pause, a piercing look, and the confidence of a man who doesn't need immediate answers. And if you think this is powerful, wait until you discover the next strategy. One that doesn't just keep her interested, but makes her start desiring you physically. The third phrase is so intense it might make her run or chase you. And it all depends on one single detail that 99% of men don't even realize. Drop a comment below with the word essence if you've ever used a phrase like this without realizing the power behind it. At the end of the video, I'll reveal an exclusive bonus for those who commented a fourth secret phrase that amplifies all the others, but only those who comment will get it. Phrase number 3, the flirt with poison. Seduction isn't about flattery, it's about challenge. The phrase, "You're exactly the kind of woman I'm not sure if I want or should avoid," is an emotional earthquake. It triggers 2 immediate reactions. First, confusion. Why did he say that? Then a desire to prove she's worth it. This isn't childish gameplay. It's about showing you have standards and that she's being tested, not you. High-value women get bored of easy men. They want someone who makes them work a little. The key here is balancing provocation with respect. Phrases like, "With you, every day would be an adventure, but could I really handle it?" Or, "Has anyone ever told you that you're dangerous?" Not because of how you look, but because of what you hide. Create sexual tension without being vulgar. Watch her body language when you. The silent weapon, drop one of these. If her eyes light up or she bites her lip, you hit the mark. That's a sign you've tapped into her most primal instinct, the desire for the forbidden. But there's a risk. If you're not confident, this strategy can backfire. Women can sense when a man is faking confidence. That's why, before using these lines, you need to master the mindset behind them. And what comes next is exactly that. The fourth secret, which isn't a phrase but a silent weapon. Something you already have but aren't using. The fourth secret requires no word, but if you ignore it, nothing we've covered so far will work. And the worst part, you already have this weapon, you just don't know how to activate it. Subscribe to the channel, drop a like and turn on the bell right now. Why? Because at the end of the video, besides the bonus for those who commented, I'll release a real-life demonstration of how to use all these phrases in a conversation. Something only subscribers will get. Don't miss it. Phrase number 4, the silent weapon. All the phrases in the world fail if your body language screams insecurity. Women, read your micro-expressions before you even open your mouth. Steady, but not creepy. Eye contact, relaxed posture, and a calm voice make up 80% of attraction. A little-known technique is the loaded silence. After saying something impactful, stay quiet for 2 seconds. This forces her to absorb your words and creates irresistible tension. Another secret is the subtle self-touch. Not touching her, but touching yourself. Adjusting your shirt cuff or running your hand over your chin while she's talking shows self-control and activates her instinct to chase. She starts wondering, why is he so calm? What does he know that I don't? That's invisible power, and it's 10 times more effective than any rehearsed line. But none of this works without the final element. Congruence. Your words, voice, and body all need to send the same message. This is where most guys fail. They say bold things, but their tone sounds unsure or their body shakes like they're asking for permission. And if you want to master this once and for all, the 5th secret will show you the fastest path. But be ready, because it takes courage to face an emotional mirror. The 5th secret is the game share. It not only locks all the other techniques into her mind, but turns you into a man she'll never forget. But it will demand you face a truth most people choose to ignore. Secret number 5, the emotional mirror. True attraction begins when you reflect back to her the things she values most in herself, but that no one else has ever noticed. Lines like, "You seem like the kind of woman who hides incredible strength behind that smile," or "Has anyone ever told you your vulnerability is your secret weapon?" work like a mirror. She doesn't just see herself through your eyes. She starts associating that elevated version of herself with your presence. This creates an instant emotional bond because you're showing her who she always wanted to be, not who she is. The trick is identifying her hidden desire. Pay attention to how she talks about her exes, her dreams, or even her frustrations. If she says, "No one takes me seriously," your magic line is, "That happens because your sweetness hides a sharp mind. But I saw it. You're giving her back an identity she barely knew she had, and that's irresistible." Women don't fall in love with men. They fall in love with how they feel when they're with them. But here's the challenge. This requires you to first face your own fears. If you don't believe what you're saying, she'll feel the disconnect. And worse, if you're doing this just to manipulate, it'll backfire, the law of reciprocity. The difference between a memorable man and a manipulator comes down to one thing. And the 6th secret will show you exactly what it is. But get ready. It'll make you face a reality most people avoid their entire lives. Secret number 6, the law of wild reciprocity. Attraction isn't about you winning her over. It's about making her want to win you over. The final technique is simple, but brutal. Stop giving emotionally without getting anything in return. When she asks a generic question like, "What do you do for a living?" answer with "depend." Do you deserve the simple answer or the interesting one that creates an emotional cost? She has to invest to gain access to your world. Women value what they have to work for. This also applies to dates. Never schedule the next one at the end of the first. Wait until she shows genuine interest by saying something like, "When are we seeing each other again?" Your response, "Convince me, why should I go out with you again?" said with a smile. This flips the script. Now she's trying to prove her value to you. And when she makes that effort, attraction skyrockets because her brain rationalizes, "If I'm working for him, he must be worth it." But none of these secrets work without the final ingredient, something so obvious that 99% of men overlook it. And when I reveal it at the end, everything you've learned today will click on a completely new level because it's the missing piece that turns techniques into real results. Now let's deliver on the promises I made during the video. At the beginning of this video, I promised 3 phrases that can make any woman see you as different. Now you have 6 secrets and the bonus. I promised to those who commented essence. The 4th secret phrase is, "You have a way of making people feel seen, including me." This phrase is the master key because it combines all the elements. It touches the soul, sparks curiosity, and creates reciprocity. Save it for the right moment. For those who subscribed and turned on notifications, here's the promised demonstration. Imagine she says, "You're different." Your response, different, how pause for a moment, then say, "Careful, I might start to believe it." This line packs flirtation with a twist, plants the seed of curiosity, and invokes reciprocity all at once. Practice it until it sounds natural. Now the fatal mistake that makes women dismiss you in 10 seconds seeking approval. Everything you learn today dies if she senses you're there to impress her. Women don't want a fan, they want a man who evaluates them too. The extra bonus for those still here, the final ingredient is authenticity. No technique beats the congruence between what you say and who you are. Women detect dissonance in seconds. That's why you must first become an interesting man. Then use these phrases as an expression of your, if you found like this video, please like, share, comment the video and subscribe to my channel. Speak of wisdom. Thank you for watching this video.